All right. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday with the WomEnergy. We are here to inspire, uplift, and connect you to all things simple tools for basic problems. So we're here to provide simple solutions and help you guys and ladies understand really just how to connect, to really be here now, live in the present, and rock in all levels of life. So our featured guest today has quite the bio. I'm very excited to have her on today. So we're interviewing Miss Peggy DiSalle, and she is a wife, she's a mother of two, and she has spent the last 2 decades on a quest to find natural ways to keep herself and her family healthy. So she's a certified wellness specialist, and she's really turned her passion into a mission. She's shared it with others, and she has literally learned some amazing lifestyle tools and discoveries to prevent, even treat illness naturally. So you're going to want to grab a pen and paper and tune in with us today. She's got incredible nuggets, but her recent venture into the self-healing realm continues to unfold cutting-edge information and tools to help facilitate and speed up our body's own mechanisms to really heal themselves. She has achieved and maintained wellness and in her own life, and she makes choices that promote wellness and prevent illnesses directly that affect your quality of life. So she is all about helping you really optimize your life, whether it's body, looks, brains, health, wealth, and beauty. So she is covering the spectrum. She also has a book, Want to Be Happy, a quick and easy guide, which we love, to joyful living. It's a testament to her mission for sharing ways to promote joy and well-being, and she is adamant on always stretching the boundaries of everyday life. She goes to the moon and back. Her mantra is go big or go home. I love it. And something that we didn't know about you, which I love the fact that you have a black belt and in karate, and you're working to receiving your second degree, as a wife and a mother. Those are some pretty neat accomplishments. So you also have a husband of 25 years, and
26 as of yesterday.
26, that's right. Happy anniversary. I'm so excited. But your mission and what you say is, we all have the ability to find joy and happiness in our lives if we just know where to look. And that really is the mission of the WomEnergy, and finding women that say, hey, I found these tools. I put my life mission and work into sharing this with others. So you have an incredible testimonial. Share with us what really got you into health and wellness and what your mission is now as a woman, a wife, a mother, and a powerful woman leader.
Well, that's a lot. that's a big, huge thing to talk about. How much time do we have? Do we have all day?
Well, talk to us about, your journey into entrepreneurship and really what spawned this whole quest on helping optimize your body.
Sure. First, I want to say thank you. I'm absolutely honored to be sharing this space with you. You're one of my favorite people on the planet. And I just really am honored and blessed to be here with you and to be sharing my story, which begins, quite a while ago. I think the reason why I was on this quest of wellness and happiness, it's kind of, just unfolded, right? I mean, we all think we're invincible in our teens and in our 20s, and then you start, kind of walking down the journey of marriage and children, and your whole perspective changes because now you have to be present for other people in your life, right? And so for me, I mean, I lost my father at a very, very young age. I was only 16 when he died of cancer. That always and he was only 54. I mean, I'm older than he is now when he died. I mean, it's and I feel like I'm just getting started. So it just breaks my heart at the thought of what he missed because of an illness, and something that was most likely preventable because of his lifestyle. And he was a smoker and, didn't really make that great of food choices and things like that. So I think that was really what kickstarted me on my initial journey. And I was blessed with an amazing mother-in-law who passed away quite a few years ago as well. Same reason, cancer, smoker, same thing. But she was the most joyful person I have ever encountered in my whole entire life. And she was such a huge influence on me just to realize that joyfulness and happiness is a choice. 100%. And just about, I even asked her, I said, Mom, have you ever had a bad day? And she had to like think about it for a second. And she went, and I even mentioned this in my book, that she had to go, I don't think so. And I thought that is just an amazing accomplishment in itself, to really just choose to never have a bad day. And it's really all about choice. So what everything boils down to is all about choices. I mean, it's like, I even posted something on Facebook this morning that said, every single thing that's going on in your life or happening to you at this very moment is due to every single choice that you've made up until this moment. Good or bad, ugly or beautiful, it's all about the choices that you've made along the way. And you really choose to be joyful. You can choose to find happiness. You can choose things that make you happy, but the only thing you have control over is you.
Yeah.
Can't look to the outside world, can't look to other people to make you happy. And same thing with food choices. I mean, you can choose the things that you bring into your home. You can choose to buy organic. You can choose to buy cleaning products that don't have all the harmful chemicals in it. You can choose to put things on your skin and on your body that don't have carcinogens, and everything is out there. It's available. It's just all choices.
Yeah, 100%. Well, what I'm hearing from you is that you've gone through something that really, a lot of people could have taken a back seat and gone, oh my goodness, that woe is me and this happened to me. But instead you're taking action and you're teaching other people to take action and choose wisely. So let's dive into some of these lifestyle choices and really why you're so passionate about this. What is it that, keeps you moving forward every day as a woman, as a leader? And, I know you're in a good place yourself. What is this driving force? You're making good choices. What is the driving force that gets you out teaching other women to do the same thing?
I've realized I have an addiction. It's kind of fun. I mean, I do. I realize that I'm seriously addicted to helping people. It's what is my driving force. It is, and women, we all have this nurturing side to us. And I just believe that I live for, information back on how I have made a difference in somebody else's life. And I think that is truly my driving force is, I just started this really for myself and for my family. And then it just kind of expanded from there, where I wanted to be able to start educating people on making better choices, that you do have a choice, that you actually, nobody's a victim here. I mean, on anything. And it's really all about choices. And so that's what gets me out of bed every single day is that, who is God going to put in my path and who do I get to help today? I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. I've been, in the wellness area for, over 2 decades. And it's just something I'm absolutely passionate about, because I think there are just such a shortage of people that that really pay attention to what they're doing and what their daily, even what their intake is. Like, I don't even watch the news anymore or read the newspaper, or, I don't watch CNN. I don't intake any of that negativity, because that's exactly what it is to me. It's just negativity. And so just to be able to, any big news always finds its way to me. I don't have to be glued to CNN or the newspaper or any other, everything that's pertinent, that's happening, always makes its way to me. And so it's just a matter of what you expose yourself to. And that includes, in your mind, in your body, in your soul, it's all about exposure.
Awesome. I love that. As part of WomEnergy, we talk a lot about when your body's in alignment, your mind becomes clear and you can find your soul's passion. And one aspect of, the WomEnergy that we love to highlight is the fact that all of your energy, all of your mitochondria come from your mother. And so that's pretty powerful to say, no matter what your energy levels are, really just that is what allows you. Energy is real. Energy is all around us. And energy is in your body. And so what you attract is so key. So the fact that you're promoting this and really just highlighting the fact that don't seek out the negativity, news will find its way to you. And, it's always the case where bad news travels faster, right? But the good news is what we're trying to get out into the world, and the goodness of people, of products, of lasting life, and really living a life that demands an explanation. So talk to us about your book. I would love to learn some of the things that are in your book, and you can tell us where to find it. But your book, Wanna Be Happy, A Quick and Easy Guide to Joyful Living. Talk to us about some things that you share in your book.
I kind of wrote this book for me. I didn't really write it it was just kind of some tools that I have found along the way. And I didn't really write the book for anybody. I didn't really intend for anybody to enjoy it, anybody except for me. And but it's actually done fairly well with hardly zero to no anything behind it. And maybe it's just because it's hopefully it vibrates at a little bit higher level, but it's a very, very small book, but it just has a bunch of little tools like setting intentions, scheduling time with your significant other. I just tell a couple of funny stories about, how I set intentions. Like I'll tell you a real quick story that's funny, that's actually in the book, that my husband and I were in Las Vegas once, and I use intention every single day of my life. Like even if I'm having trouble falling asleep, I can set intentions. It's almost like self-hypnosis, where you are just, you're intending yourself to fall asleep. It's like you can will things, good or bad, into your life. Yeah. I totally believe in the law of attraction. I believed in that even before it was fashionable, where you really can will certain things, like this little situation in Las Vegas that my husband and I had messed up on our flights coming back from a trip. And it was important for me to get back that night because my son we had like something going on at his school the next day that I had to be in attendance for. And when we got to the airport in Las Vegas, they were saying, "I'm so sorry, you were booked for the day before or something." And so we were standby on this particular flight. And I just kept sitting there, and I just turned on the intention juice. And I was just going, I intend to get on this flight. I intend to get home. I intend to get home. I just turned on the intention juice so strong. And I'll be darned if I didn't get on the flight, my husband didn't, but I ended up flying home and being there for my son's thing. And he took a flight home the next morning, because the intention that I set was, I intend to get on, not we. I should have said we. We intend to get on this, but it's amazing how powerful something like that is. And so it's just a bunch of different tools that I use. So it's very easy read, and especially if someone's just starting out on their spiritual and happiness journey, it's just a couple of little things that I've picked up along the way.
I love it. Well, let's dive into the intention piece real quick, if you don't mind. I'd love to discover a little bit more about this, because behind every intention, there is a belief and a faith factor as well. So let's dive into this. You can have good intent, but if it's not backed by belief with actual steps, it's very hard for people to move forward to that. So how do you teach someone to practice setting intentions, practice, really walking the walk and talking the talk like you do in your own life?
First of all, it's shutting down all of the bad chatter. Whenever you find yourself having that bad chatter in your mind, when you are setting an intention of, no matter what it is, it could be losing weight, it could be finding that special person, really, bringing somebody into your life, right? Anything. I mean, you can really set intentions about anything, and then you don't even really have to put a lot of action into it if you're setting the intention. If you're setting an intention to make $1 million, you're not going to just sit there and go, I intend to make $1 million. Right. I mean, there's definitely some action that's going to be required behind that intention, but it's just, to teach someone how to set an intention is actually quite simple. It's almost more like a meditation type of thing that I do personally, where I just, set my mind on what it is that I'm intending to do. I can even stop turbulence on an airplane. Swear to Jesus, I do it all the time. When
we need to teach more people how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, because all I do, the second the plane starts rumbling, I just kind of go into my state. I close my eyes. I imagine white light, spinning around the airplane, and I just, I intend for the air to smooth out in our path, and in our, that's any air that's coming at us is going to smooth, and it works every time. Like my husband will when we start hitting a bit of turbulence, he'll look at me and he'll like, all right, are you going to start working now? Or, so everybody, it's like my family expects me to do it now. And it's funny because every time they make an announcement on an airplane now, when they say, well, put your seatbelts on, we're going to hit a little bit of turbulence, my husband will always go, yeah, they have no idea who's on the plane. So
you're every pilot's dream passenger.
Yeah, I do my part. What can I say? I just try to do my part. But it's literally just that. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. It is, and really simplicity is key. That is the messaging we want to get across, because there are lots of problems and things going on in the world, but really cutting through the noise and saying, here's some simple solutions to basic problems and basic everyday needs. What does it come back to? It comes back to energy or lack thereof, and really just making conscious choices about doing what you're doing in life. And you really are taking the bull by the horns. You do live life to the fullest. And I love that about you. And, being a friend of yours, a colleague, and working together and being in the same industry, it really is true. We have the ability to find joy and happiness in our lives if you just know where to look. So where do people look? Where do you recommend people go to find that?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. It's really looking within. I really do believe that, like I said before, Jess,
bingo,
you only have control over you. That's the only element of control that you have. You cannot control your spouse. You cannot control your children. You cannot control a colleague. You can't control anything, your boss, whatever. The only person you have control over is you. And so therefore, if you want to be happy, you have to make the choice to do that and to do things to make yourself happy. Mm-hmm. Whether, going to go get your hair done, go get whatever it is, things that you just always have to kind of try to find that state of happiness. Believe me, I have bad days. I mean, it's not realistic. I have, but it just depends upon how long you sit in the muck. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's a choice. You can either wallow in it, or you can, really do some soul searching on what it is that you could do different, what other choices you could make that is going to take you out of this space that you're in. Mm-hmm. And you pull up your big girl panties and you move on. I mean, it's really for me that maybe it's just because that's what I do. I mean, it's good to wallow in things a little bit, because it's that contrast sometimes is good to have, like, not, it's like I said, it's just not realistic to be walking 10 feet above the ground every single day. That's how I like to be most days, but on some days there's, stuff's going to hit the fan.
Absolutely.
But, so you have to just, look at it, adjust, readjust, and move on, and say, what can I do to, that is going to make me come to a happier place about the situation, or change the situation. Mm-hmm. If you're not happy in a relationship or whatever, either you can adjust what you're doing to make yourself happy within that relationship, or you can change the relationship. I mean, but it's all, again, what does it boil down back to? It boils down to choices.
100%. And really you're the person that has to decide your own happiness. You predict your own future. And so getting back to that, you've taken this leap of faith into entrepreneurship. You've also accomplished some incredible things. You've got a black belt, and you're also working on another degree. So talk to us about, what drives you, and what has sport, athleticism, and just keeping your mind in check done for your life?
Yeah, well, what drives me as far as karate goes is my daughter. Thankfully, she blazed the trail for me, and it was actually kind of a cool experience that we did together. She started karate first, and then I kind of saw this relationship that she was creating with her female senseis, and I was kind of going, I kind of wanted to like stick my foot in there just to see, how they were influencing her. And then I just ended up falling in love with it. I mean, I kind of went with just completely with my eyes wide open. And then I thought, wow, well, this is a great way that I can accomplish something, because I'm an end goal girl. I kind of have to have, like, I can go to the gym, but that doesn't excite me unless I have an end goal. Like if I have, like, I probably should start like bodybuilding or something, because I really, that at least has an end goal,
Right.
But for me, just to go to the gym every day, that just doesn't excite me. But I do get a great workout when I do go, when I do karate, because it's a very physical, sport. And, but there's that end goal, right? So I went and got my black belt. It took me almost over 3 years to accomplish that. And that's a big commitment to be able to do, something like that. But that's something that I will always have for the rest of my life. No one will ever take that away from me, ever. I will always be a black belt. And that is, so if you can find something, like that you can accomplish, that even if it's a degree or whatever it is, right? Nobody can ever take that away from you. And yeah, so now my daughter is done with college, and I took about a 5-year break from karate. And I got to tell you, it's not easy going back after 5 years, but I'm muddling my way through it. And I'm glad to be back in training with my daughter again. So she's going to go for her third degree, and I'm going to go for my second degree.
Fantastic. Well, that's amazing, because, I think, if you take a step out and maybe that kind of defined you for a little bit, like you became a black belt, like that's a defining moment as an accomplishment that you set, but you set the bar high. And I think in life, once you hit that, do we ever stop growing? I posted this on my social media the other day. It's like, when you hit you hit your goal, do you quit? No, but you keep striving to that next thing. So setting goals, setting benchmarks to help you elevate and continue to strive higher. But coming back to, full circle, you took some time to do other things in your life, and now you're back into it. It's not easy. I know, being an athlete and taking time off and getting back into it, it's a daily struggle. So how do you deal with that mentally, physically, emotionally? You've gone through a lot as a little kid, and now coming full circle. What is it that you can share with our viewers? And if they're coming back, they're struggling to get back in the groove, they're whatever it is, maybe it's business, relationships, health, fitness. What can you share with them to help them continue to move through these different challenges in life?
Well, that's also another big question, because I guess everybody is different in that regard. There isn't like a cookie cutter answer to that. But like you said earlier, just to be able to set goals, to be able to just keep forging ahead, and like you said, setting those benchmarks. It's almost like I'm flooded with so many answers to the question. It's like I almost forget the question.
Right, just really keeping it super simple and saying, okay, if you're trying to cut through and get ahead in life, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Everyone deals with struggles, and there's no perfect path. I think a lot of people see successful women like yourself and they go, oh, whoa, she's done it. But there's a backstory always to a successful woman. So when you do go through those rough patches, what keeps you focused and what helps you move through that?
Well, again, goals. I'm a very goal-oriented person. It's like I accomplished a 6-figure income with my company. Now I want a 7-figure income with my company. So, it's like it's just setting those benchmarks for yourself, and just constantly reevaluating, right? I think reevaluating where you are, if you're making progress, if you are taking the proper action steps to get to that next level. It's just that constant. I'm constantly reevaluating. Okay, if I'm not accomplishing what I set out to do in a certain amount of time, then I kind of sit down and have a reevaluation with myself. Is it, do I need to, what do I need to do different?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost just, having almost a self-strategy meeting ever so often,
Right.
just kind of see where you're at. Do, like, for my business, is my team thriving? Are they getting what they need from me? If they're not, then readjusting that type of thing. Just constantly doing that reevaluation. And if you are just starting, something new, or let's say maybe you're freshly divorced and now you're trying to reinvent yourself, it's really just sitting down and having that, maybe even just doing like a list of things, kind of setting up like almost like a bucket list of things that you want to accomplish, let's say in the next 5 to 10 years. Like you said, take baby steps and kind of, really take it step by step, without overwhelming yourself, because that can also be extremely overwhelming to try to, recreate yourself or start over. Even going back to karate, I kind of had to teach myself how to do it again. I mean, after 5 years, it's not as easy as getting on a bike and redoing it again. It's like actually teaching yourself again that muscle memory, having all of that back. So it's again, I'm just kind of all over the place on that. It's
no,
hard.
you touched on something really important. Well, and that's life. Life is very simple, but I think we overcomplicate it. And you said something very profound, and I wanted to highlight this because, as a woman leader, as a woman who's into health and wellness, somebody who's really moving forward in life, we're talking about keeping it simple and providing simple solutions. And really it is just get back to you. What makes you come alive? And, so that's something I think a lot of people miss out, because it's really easy. As kids, what did we love to do? We loved to play. We dreamed big. And then I think over the course of life, like life hits you. And if you don't continue to get up and move forward, like as a kid, you fall, you crash, you fall, you get injured, you get scraped up, but that doesn't stop you from wanting to get out and keep playing. And I think same thing in life. So, you run a big team, you work with people across the country. What do you share with your team? How do you structure your days as an entrepreneur, as a busy woman, who's constantly reinventing herself? We talk to a lot of women who are like, I am just got to reinvent myself. Well, in a constant, ever-changing world, how do you stay focused, and what do you share with your teams to keep them on track?
Again, boy, all these big questions, Jessica.
Well, you have so much knowledge. I want to pull it all out of you.
You're not making it easy for me. What do I share with my teams? Oh my gosh, it's really just, again, I'm going to go back to goals and structure. I have to, I structure my life just like I structure my business. And I have to be regimented, and it just helps me. That's how I'm wired. Somebody else might not be. Somebody else might be able to throw spaghetti against the wall and see if it sticks. I'm not. I can't. That's not me. And I think that's helped me, over the years, especially in this industry, in this wonderful profession that I'm in, and that we share. In direct sales, you have to be regimented. I mean, you have to provide structure for myself, and it's actually just like raising a child. I mean, they are better with structure than with just the whole world being open to them and not having structure. At least that's how my experience has been. So what do I offer my team? I mean, I really do try to offer them that structure. Help them with, daily method of operations, help them with good follow-up systems, help them with a good way of keeping track of maintaining their goals and keeping their goals realistic. I mean, I think if your goals are, if you have such big goals that almost seem unattainable, then it becomes, obviously, again, overwhelming. But,
Right.
it's literally keeping that structure. And for me, like I said, that's just what has always worked for me is I have to write everything down. I am completely surrounded by constant notes and stickies, and I have to have it all written down. Otherwise it's gone, because I can get squirreled really easy, especially just with anything. So it's again, just maintaining that structure and just teaching someone how to structure themselves. Because I think that is probably one of the biggest ways that people fail, is because they just kind of went with it and didn't really, have very much of a structured setup.
Right. Makes so much sense. Absolutely. Clear, consistent goals, and then having a structure and attainable ways to really get to that end goal. I love that. So powerful. So before I let you go, I would love you to kind of share, just as a woman who your husband's successful, he's always traveling. How do you find that balance, that groove, as a woman leader? And, you've been married for 26 years now. Yeah. So relationship advice for new women entrepreneurs, the balance of work-life, family. What kind of nuggets can you share with our women as they're building their businesses, as they're branching out into entrepreneurship? What are the tools that you guys have that you can share with other women that, are dealing with relationships or marriage and that work-life balance?
I think work-life balance is crucial. Work-life family balance is absolutely crucial and fun. I mean, it's like I am so driven every single day. I could work from the time that I get up in the morning until the time I lay my head on the pillow, because I love what I do. It never even feels like work to me. So I can just go. I literally have to schedule myself to stop. I have to schedule myself, like I'll schedule, time with my kids, or, take a block out to go out on a date with my husband, or again, it's all about schedule for me. You can even set up, I just saw this great, I was watching, just someone else shared something online the other day about how she literally takes her day timer and highlights it in different colors every single day. Like, pink is her time, and blue is work time, and yellow is family time, and literally highlights on her calendar, on her daily written calendar, of how she's going to spend her day. And but I really do believe that you can totally burn yourself out very, very easily if there isn't that balance. And I think that, on the other side of the coin, your family and children can, resent you and feel neglected if you don't, take that time to create that balance and to have vacation and to have family time. If I could just, pull my son out of away from his computer for a half an hour, I would even love more time with him than that too. So it's all about making that happen for everybody.
Awesome. Well, I think that's so key, finding that balance, finding those blocks of time where you're focused. And, it's just like going back to when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you're not worried about everything else. You're in the moment. So, the underlying message, and really the profound message here, is to be here now. Just be present, be here now. And that allows you to accomplish so much. So,
we even have like a strict no phone. Like if we're in family time, everybody has to put their phones in the center of the table.
I love that. I grew up in a family where, back then you didn't have cell phones, but we didn't answer the phone during dinner. It was our time to communicate and connect. So, and to really just have that time, it's sacred time. So having that is key. I love that you brought that up. So where can our viewers find you? Where can they go to find you? Where can they go to purchase your book? Where can they connect with you on social media?
Well, let's see. On Facebook, I have a personal page. It's Peggy DiSalle. I also have Wellness is My Passion on Facebook as well. My book is on Amazon. It's called Want to Be Happy, A Quick and Easy Guide to Joyful Living. You can just search that on Amazon. And like I said, it's a very, very super quick read, and just quick and easy tips. That's what I wanted to do, was just kind of give everybody just little bullets to be able to pick and choose what's going to work for them. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
Fantastic. So go look up Peggy DiSalle. You're an amazing woman, an incredible leader. It's so exciting to have you part of the WomEnergy, and a lot is coming around the corner on the horizon. So looking forward to continuing to inspire, uplift, and connect other women in your network with the women across the globe, as we encourage everyone to be here now and just really take over your life and live life to the fullest. So thanks so much for tuning in with us today. Give Peggy some love below, and we'll chat with you guys all soon.
Thank you, everybody.